Hi, welcome to the Kansas Avenue Learning Garden. I am Denise. I work with the Environmental Center to plant out this garden every year with Amity students. So since you can't come to the garden right now, we're going to do a little field trip. For those who haven't been to the garden yet, across the field there is the library. There's Troy Field, there's McMinimans, here's a parking lot. Here's this lush little green area, and boom, here's the Kansas Avenue Learning Garden located on Kansas Avenue. As people come into the garden, before they even come in, they see these beds out front. And they say, what are these beds for? These are called our Pick-Me garden beds because they are planted so that anyone could pick them. Right now we've got some kids from a garden club who've planted peas and lettuce and radishes. There's the little radishes. Eventually strawberries, and then some more greens over here. So pretty soon people can just walk by and pick something. In the summer times we use this as a wash station. Over here we've got our leafy greens bed, which we recently got a bunch of plants donated from a garden. Our grains bed, our roots and bulbs bed, our vines bed. You'll see some of these are pretty empty. Our legumes bed. What are legumes, huh? Potatoes. We planted potatoes just last week. Those are not potatoes coming up. Those are sunflowers. And then cover crops. And every year we trade what gets planted where. We rotate beds. So in this bed that says legumes, last year there were potatoes here. Some of the fourth graders came and harvested them. Sorry, some of the fifth graders from last year. But guess what's popping up? Potatoes. So I got to decide, should I let them grow? Should I replant them? What should I do with those? In the middle of our garden, we have flowers to attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. And I don't plant things here year to year, so it's just kind of we just see what grows each year. Over here, however, we do have a butterfly garden. And we have a little butterfly mud puddle. And if you ever have a chance to come here in the summertime, this area is really busy. Nearby, we have our monarch way station, which is filled of milkweed. And that is milkweed popping up right there. Milkweed is really important for the monarch butterfly. So hopefully they come for the milkweed, they come for the flowers, they stay and they pollinate our food. We have some more beds back here. We haven't quite figured out what's getting planted yet. We do have super kale though. That kale lasted through some heavy winters. That's why we call it super kale. We have some garlic from last year, some onions, and some herbs that are going to be planted today with volunteers. In the back area of our garden, we have this little hop forest, and man, in the summertime, it's full of ladybugs. We've got our compost demonstration area, our little free library, which is available for books for people to just come and take a book. Just read it while they're here, leave a book. And then along the whole side of this garden, this side of the garden, are berries that come back year after year. So we have strawberries, marionberry, blackberry, goji berry. If you've never had a goji berry, you should come check it out in the summertime. Raspberry, blueberry being eaten up by raspberry, more raspberry, honeyberry, and folks, Look what I discovered today. Those are honeyberries. They're like droopy blueberries. And I will tell you, we planted these a long time ago. Last year was the first year I saw some. This year, I'm seeing a lot. This is exciting. Honeyberries are like a little bit less sweet than blueberries, and they're kind of droopy, but they're so cool because you cannot buy them in a store. And that's one of the fun things about growing food, is you can see where it comes from and how it grows and taking care of it as it goes. We also have gooseberry, something else you can't get in the store. And I just noticed today, we're starting to get some. We have some other fun things in our garden, like a fairy garden. And some pollinator art. And what? An insect hotel. Wonder who's checking in these days. We've got herbs that we make salad dressing with in the summertime and that are nice to smell on a hot day after you water it. Here's our super rhubarb. It's huge. And for the first time in many years, we've gotten an asparagus harvest. Just a couple at a time. This one should have been harvested a while ago because now it's so tall. Here's another sneaky one. Isn't that cool how they grow? They just pop right out of the ground like that. We have a beehive. Let's see how the bees are doing. Check them out. There we go. I like this kind of beehive because it's got a window and so we can just kind of peek in them. But the bees help to pollinate our food that we grow here. Here we are in the greenhouse. We just added compost to the beds and we'll be planting tomatoes and peppers in here. There are some things popping up from last year. I think calendula. Oh, look. We've got a pea. But these beds are all kind of ready to be planted. And we have a few tomatoes and peppers that someone donated, and we have garlic from last year. So as you can see on the tour, there's a lot of empty beds. I need help. I can't do this whole thing by myself. So that's where you come in. Every year, students have helped plan and plant, take care of, and eat from this garden. So will you plant some seeds to bring to the garden so that we can grow it? The food that's grown here is mostly eaten by kids in the summertime and in the fall. And then food that is more than we can eat goes to the family kitchen, which I'm sure all of you noticed that there's a soup kitchen that's right next to Amity Elementary School. It's called the Red Door Kitchen, and they feed anyone who needs a meal. So anytime we have leftover food like tomatoes, lettuce, potatoes, radishes, turnips, those things are walked over to the family kitchen and people can enjoy them. So we'd love your help to participate and be a part of our learning garden this year. And hopefully you can come and visit with your families. We have happy hour in the garden every Tuesday, 4 to 6. Families can come and just volunteer in the garden. And otherwise, you could just walk through anytime. We are located really close to the library, really close to Amity, within walking distance. So come and check out their learning garden, and hopefully we can be in it together next fall. Thanks.